Hi, this is Carl again, and what I'm going to talk to you about in this video is something which differs slightly from what I've discussed in previous videos which I've made up until this point. Now, so far I've discussed mainly linguistic aspects of modern foreign languages, i.e. the ways in which we can develop our linguistic proficiency, how we can develop our listening ability. But this video concentrates not so much on an aspect of language which is simply linguistic, but more so which is socio-linguistic, or focuses more on a cultural and etiquette aspect of the modern foreign language. And what I'm going to do in this particular video is to take the German language as an example. Now, in English, what we tend to do in order to establish a formal relationship between ourselves and the person or persons with whom we're speaking is to use Mr. or Mrs. followed by a surname. Now, obviously this applies in German as well, where Herr and Frau are used over the Christian name. Now, it's important to note as well, and not everybody is familiar with this fact, you can only use Herr and Frau to address someone who is a native speaker of German. If you were referring to a non-native speaker, then you would use the relevant form of address which is used in that country, i.e. if you were speaking about an English-speaking person, you would use Mr. and Mrs. You can put on the German accent if you like. Where a French person is concerned, you would use Monsieur and Mademoiselle. But as I say, in German you can use, as in English, the forms Herr and Frau, not so much Fräulein, which traditionally meant Miss, but given the misinterpretations by some people, especially in the former East Germany, that young waitresses would not have been married when in fact some of them would have been, the misuse of the term Fräulein has now come over time to be somewhat offensive, or could potentially be offensive to the person with whom it were being used, especially if that person were married. Now, with many European languages, not only is the use of the surname succeeded after Mr. or Mrs., Herr or Frau in the case of the Germans, not only is that used as a means of establishing formality between two individuals, but also, as I say, with many European languages, we have the use of pronouns which determine whether one wants to be formal with the individual being addressed, or whether one wants to be informal with that person. So, taking the German language as an example, what we have is, well, two pronouns, three pronouns altogether, which can be used to refer to you. And the first one is Sie, meaning you, and used to refer to someone or more than one person with whom one wishes to be formal. And on the other hand, we have the pronoun du, which is used to address someone on an informal basis and with whom one has a very good relationship, a person whom one would class as a very close friend. And also the pronoun du would be used with relatives, especially within the immediate family. There are occasions on which the pronoun Sie would be used to address a grandparent or grandparents, but as time has gone on, the use of the pronoun du to address any member of the family tends to be used these days. Now, I'm probably on my way to running out of time on this particular video, so what I will do is to continue it in part 2. There may be a need to create a third part of this video, so I will leave it there for now and rejoin you in part 2.